Hi, it's Sandy Parker and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Today we're going to work on an Easter card, but we're using die cuts that we're going to paint ourselves. I hope you'll stay tuned. Well, sometimes when you buy a set of dies like this one, you have a bunch of components that you need to color, or you can lay different colors of paper on, run it through, different colors of paper, run it through, pull it back out. It's just kind of labor intensive. So what I did instead is I ran them all through with a white cardstock. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to color each one with my alcohol markers. But before I do that, I want to show you how I made a background, and that is with a Brutus Monroe embossing folder that I thought I would have the name of, but I didn't. And it looks like this. Hopefully you can see that. I'm going to show you how to ink it up so that you can get a cool effect with it. It's best if you don't have a really spongy ink pad like this one is. I don't know if you can see, it's a really thick sponge, because it's easier if you can go across it with a felt type ink pad. More like if you were using a Distress ink ink pad, those would work better, I do believe, because they are more felty and not so spongy. Your goal is to keep the ink pad completely flat and then swipe across the raised image. And hopefully, by doing this, you're going to get a nice white raised embossed look. I'm doing it as slowly as I can because I don't want to end up having a lot of white ink get into the flowers and only be on the raised part. Don't push hard because you don't want to smash your embossed image. You just want it to be like that. Now here's the difference between, let me tell you what kind of ink this is. It's from Hero Arts. It's called Unicorn White. It's a really nice pigment white ink. And when you use pigment ink, you have to let it sit for a long time to dry. And I used a small ink cube. And this is what happens because you can't keep that little ink cube without getting it into the, kind of off center. You can't hold it flat across, at least I couldn't. So it works much better when you use a full-size ink pad. Just thought I'd share that with you. I'm not going to use the whole image. I'm only going to use a part of it. I am going to do an A2 size card, which is 4 1/4 inches wide by 5 1/2 inches tall. And I'm going to use, well, as we go, I'll kind of update you on what we're using. So let me grab my alcohol markers. I have a bunch of scrap paper here because I make a big mess doing this. Now this time I'm going to make my rabbit white. I made him gray in my previous one. I don't know if I showed you this one. See, with this background I used pink on pink, and I used like Wink of Stella on his eyeglasses, and I'm going to show you a couple different techniques for that too. So the first thing we're going to do, as I said, is we're going to get our alcohol markers, and I'm going to color the images that I think I need to have some kind of change to them. Okay, the first thing we want to color, and I'm going to use a darker pink. I'm going to use what they call is pastel pink, which of course it's not. I always put a sticker around my markers so that I know exactly what color they are. So I cut a strip out of just regular stickers, and then I color it, let it dry, and then I wrap it around. And that really helps me. It's a lot easier for me than having a swatch sheet. And I'm just going to ink the edges of this ear up. And I'll just ink the whole ear, why not? And then I'll have to take it out. But for now, I'm just going to use this bright pink that's supposed to be pale pink. Don't forget, that's the word, pale pink. That's the name of it. Then I'm going to use this one that's called Pastel Violet. That's this color. I think it's more of a pink than it is a purple. I'm going to go back over that pink because I thought that pink would be less frightening than it is. It's too bright. And then I'll show you how I get the centers. I'm going to pop those out now because you have to get the edges. I have another one that's cut below. I'm just going to color my edges. And then I'm going to get another pink. This time I think I am going to go for, this one is called light pink. And this time, instead of doing a lot, I'm just going to do the center. And this almost acts like a blending marker. It lightens up the center. If you can see that, hopefully you can. Doing the same on this one. Like that. Oops, I got an uneven spot. There we go. Now I'm going to set those aside. Then, let's see what else I need to color. I need to color my glasses. And I've used different colors for different glasses. I'm going to use the leftover paper from my project. I made the drawers. You probably haven't seen those yet. Well, you'll see those. It's a project that I've been working on for a long time. I'm going to do my sunglasses next. I'm going to use this color. It's called ice blue, but there's nothing icy about it. And I'm going to do this just on the outside of my eyeglasses. These are Artex alcohol markers. You could use regular watercolor markers for this. It doesn't have to be an alcohol marker. And then what we're going to do for the inside of my glasses, I've been painting them black. I thought about making some with a silver inside, but I don't know. I like the idea of having them be a blacker color because then they look like motorcycle glasses, or those glasses that you can't see through. So that's what we're going to keep doing, I guess. So these are the insides. And then before I glue everything on, I'm going to make sure that they're glittery, and that means using a Wink of Stella marker. I have a set of Wink of Stella markers that are all different colors. These are much easier to paint for me when they're not on the card. I did paint the other ones when they were on the card, and I have to say, it wasn't that much fun. And I got a lot of ink all over me when I did it. I still am getting a lot of ink all over me. Okay, so let's put our card together. I still need to get my Happy Easter going, but for now, we're going to play with this. Okay. All right, I'm going to cut, I think this is 2.5 inches. I'm going to cut that off the bottom, and that way we won't have that extra paper overlapping. The thing that's nice about this is that you end up having some extras of these little strips that you could use for other things. So I'm using a glue stick for this. You could use any kind of glue, but I wanted to make this as quick and easy as I could make it. And I thought a glue stick was the answer to quick and easy. And my glue stick is made by Avery, and those are supposed to be the best glue sticks, in case you wondered. For staying on project, and also I think they're acid free. That was important, I guess. Don't know why. Don't know much about why I would need something that was acid free in a glue stick, but just saying. I'm gonna lay my other piece on here. So that is our top section. Now our rabbit is going to hang on the top section, And it's thicker, excuse me, it's thicker than the bottom section, the embossed cardstock at the top. So you have to add a lot of glue to your rabbit, otherwise you're not going to have, it's not going to stick on that embossed piece. And I'm going to push it down on my surface to make sure it stays. And you can see the indented area where your glasses go. I'm going to put a little bit more glue stick behind my hearts. Then I'm going to stick them in the glasses. They give you, in this die set, little carrots that you're supposed to put in the glasses, like you see, you know, you're seeing a carrot in the distance. I thought that was a little bit odd, so I didn't put mine. I didn't do that. And I got this die set from one of my friends, and she said she didn't remember where she got it, and I looked online, and the only one of these die sets I could find was on AliExpress. So if you hate AliExpress, I apologize. I also die cut some sparkly paper for glasses that I could put on them. I could glue those on. That might look really fun, huh? We're going to go with that. We're going to put some serious, I think I'm going to use wet glue for this though, because I think it'll be easier for me to glue those on with wet glue. I have this Nuvo glue pen that really works well for things like this. What you have to do is you have to push down to get the glue started. So you want to push down on the pen, and then that gets a little dollop of glue out, very little. So then we're going to just lay our glue, these ones, on top of the ones I already put down, and that'll add even more dimension to our glasses. Oh, that's kind of frisky, isn't it? I like it. I'm liking that. Now I got to find his nose, her nose, a nose. I changed to vivid pink. I think it looks better than the first pink I chose. And I think I'm going to rethink my noses, or my noses, my ears, and put a different color on that too, because I like this pink much more than the other one. I'm putting a little bit of glue on the back. There's the nose. I like that color much better, don't you? So I'm going to fix the color on the ears. I think this pink color matches the paper below better too. Then let's put his feet on. The feet overlap what I call the wall that he's looking over. All right, so I decided I'd like to have something right below the rabbit that would make the embossed paper more cohesive with the paper beneath it. So I found this old Stampin' Up! Ribbon, and I put tear tape behind it, and I'm hoping that I can get this to lay on it. And then my one foot ran amok, so I need to put a little bit more glue on the back of this, and I think I need to put some glue on the back of that. I might just put a glue dot under these, because I think it would work better to hold it in place. So I have these tiny glue dots. You'll see it in a second when I pull it up. There, can you see how little that is? It's right there. And I think the little ones work better for things like this when you want to put a smaller image on a background. So I'm just gonna put them like that. I think I need to put another one under the top. And so I have one on my end of my pokey tool. Can you see that? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drop it underneath my foot and just kind of make sure it stays there. And then I need to do the same for the other foot. That one's crooked, not so much. Okay. Then I have Happy Easter, and I cut it out of a paper that I thought would match the reddish brown in the bottom section. And I thought it's pretty big, but I couldn't find a Happy Easter sentiment in my stamps that I liked, so I thought I might just do something crazy, like put it on an angle up here. Yeah, I know. I don't know if that's the best way to do it, but these things are, you know, sometimes you do with what you have, you know what I mean? So that's what we're going to go for on this one. So I'm going to use my glue pen again. I'm going to put the happy on first. And then I'm going to put something heavier on that. So here's our finished card. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you'll give this a thumbs up and subscribe, and please tell your friends about me on social media because you know I love that. And thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.